guys, if you want one of these cool T1J t-shirts, you have about 2 weeks to get one of them, so click the link either on the screen or in the description to check it out. That would be really cool. Like, I would be really excited about that if you did that. Thanks again for all your support. Hi, I'm T1J. Follow me on Twitter. So for the past few years of my life, I've been really interested in trying to figure out how to achieve significant results with minimal effort. And I know that that might sound really weird and lazy. And to be honest, it's not that I'm not lazy. I'm just selectively lazy. And by that, I mean, unless it's playing World of Warcraft or making YouTube videos, I don't feel like doing anything ever. No, but seriously, what I mean is the Pareto principle. I don't know if I said that right. Also known as the 80-20 rule, which basically theorizes that you can achieve 80% of the results with 20% of the effort. This idea is common in business where they say that 80% of your profits come from 20% of your clients. With most things in life, it seems that there are very specific fundamentals that sort of lay the groundwork that makes things effective. And if you just learn how to apply these fundamentals correctly, you can very quickly become competent, if not pretty good at something. This is the whole idea behind life hacks. The concept that if you only knew the best way to achieve what you're trying to achieve, you could do it much quicker and much more efficiently than you're used to. Here's a meta life hack that I learned myself from Reddit, free of charge. Whenever you're trying to learn how to do something or how to get better at something, do a Google search for things I wish I knew when I started whatever it is you're trying to do. Because the optimal strategy for learning something is not always intuitive. So this way you can use other people's experiences to learn the most efficient way to get better at something. And some people theorize that you can apply this 80-20 principle to basically anything in life that you want to get good at. Like if you don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, it can seem really hard and complicated at first, but you can literally learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube in one day. There are tons of tutorials on YouTube. But if you want to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube really fast, that's going to take a lot of practice and memorization of algorithms. The fastest speed solvers in the world usually have to have around 50 to 60 different algorithms memorized, and that takes a lot of practice and repetition. But keeping in line with the 80-20 principle, you can actually learn to solve a Rubik's Cube pretty fast while only memorizing about 11 algorithms. I know this because that's what I've done. You won't be breaking any records or winning any competitions using this strategy, but trust me, I've solved this thing like thousands of times by now, and it never gets any less satisfying. It's also really impressive to people. It's kind of like a magic trick. But once you learn or at least understand how to do it, it becomes very demystified and less impressive unless you can do it really fast. And if you want to take it even a step further, you can learn to solve a Rubik's Cube pretty fast while only learning around 4 algorithms. It's not as fast as the other strategies, but like I said, it's still satisfying. So you probably get the idea by now. You can get a pretty decent result with just a fraction of the effort. And I've been trying to apply this to as many things in my life as possible, whether it be significant things like financial matters or social interactions, or more trivial things like learning to get better at chess or solving a Rubik's Cube. One of the issues with this strategy is identifying which 20% you need to focus on, because you could easily pick the wrong thing and end up with bad habits or at least inefficient habits. Like half those life hacks you see on the internet are complete bullshit. When you take a foreign language class in school, generally they start out by teaching you basic vocabulary and grammar through drills and written assignments and things like that. And if you're learning language, these are things that you're gonna want to learn eventually. But if your goal is to start speaking another language quickly, this is a super inefficient way of learning how to do that. Much more effective is actually practicing and using the language with other native and fluent speakers in real world situations. You're going to pick up things much quicker this way than by memorizing vocabulary for your Spanish homework. The thing about it is, while you can learn to communicate in another language pretty quickly using this strategy, it often results in a limited vocabulary and a lack of understanding of the grammar. ¿Cómo se dice "that's just me though" en español? This method could also result in an inability to speak or write in a more formal or professional way, which for a lot of people is one of the main reasons to learn another language. And that's where we run into trouble. See, 80% might be good enough for many situations, but not good enough for others. For example, I'm no expert on this, but I'm guessing that you want more than 80% effectiveness if you want to be a good surgeon. But even things that aren't life-threatening might be up for consideration. Come here for a second. Like, until very recently, I tried to apply this 80-20 thing to most aspects of my life, including important things like my career and my fitness. But I've come to believe that if you want to see real results and real improvement in your life and be really satisfied and fulfilled with what you do, you have to give it your all. And for a person like me that really enjoys instant gratification, this can be very hard, especially once you break past that 80%. Because from then on, it's a grind to finish out that remaining 20. But if it's something you care about, you should want the full 100. And the only way you're gonna get there is by busting your ass. Trust me, I wish it was easy, but it almost never is. But it's okay though, because if it's something you're passionate about, then the journey should be its own reward. And I use the example of a Rubik's Cube or language learning as things you can kind of hack, but there are people out there that are super passionate about even those things. And they realize that 20% just isn't gonna cut it. So of course it depends on what your goals are. The 80-20 principle has allowed me to quickly explore and get into a lot of things like writing and video games and solving a Rubik's Cube. But for some things like improving my health or making great YouTube videos, I think I'm gonna shoot for the full 100. That's just me though. Thank you for watching my video. Check out this recent video I made about the whole YouTube demonetization drama. I wanna go ahead and give a shout out to all of the new subscribers. How you doing? And remember, be honest, be assertive, be kind, and be open-minded. If you agree with that, leave me a Heiko in the comments. And subscribe if you like my hair. Thank you once again for watching my video. For those that don't know, I'm a full-time YouTube creator, and the only way that I'm able to do that is through your support, and a large portion of that support comes through Patreon. Now, Patreon is a crowdfunding site for people like me with ongoing creative projects. It's kind of like an online tip jar where you can set it up to donate just a couple bucks every time I make a new video. So if you find any value in my channel or my videos, or if you just want to support me, please consider signing up for Patreon. That would be super amazing and totally appreciated. But even if you don't feel like it, or if you can't, that's fine too. I just thank you for watching.